I'm Chad from Team Forge, and this is LSP Talks, where I have rich conversations with interesting people using the LEGO Serious Play method and materials. And today I'm here with Andrew Thomson, and Andrew works in very interesting spaces on video for learning at universities. So we've met in universities and worked in university spaces together and share lots of other kind of eclectic experiences as well. So the question part of the build today will be build a model that represent cars, or a car, or what cars mean to you. Okay, we went for a drive this afternoon in Andrew's MX-5 and it was a lot of fun. And it's a bit of a new thing to me, but it's something that's really huge to Andrew. So I think it'll be really interesting to have a conversation about cars and what cars mean to you. Okay?
All right.
Cool. Now, obviously, the temptation with this one is to build a car and go, vroom, that's a car, which is totally legitimate, but doesn't really get at the heart of the metaphor and narrative.
It's not quite what I'm going to be. Like, I think...
Yeah, it doesn't need to be too abstract.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about the conversation we had this afternoon and think about that. So I'm finding this quite challenging because cars are not really necessarily my thing, and it's pretty new to me. And that's fine, but I challenge myself to build anything in LEGO that I have any ideas about at all. So what I'm doing is a technique they call think as you build. So in LEGO Serious Play, they say, don't try and overthink it. Don't have a meeting with yourself. Don't try and come up with this perfect design. Have a general idea in your mind of what you're thinking about, and then just grab some stuff and start putting it together. So I'm kind of just like trying to freeform a little bit, I guess. And I kind of go, no, I don't really want that. I'm going to get some pieces, others maybe not. It's a bit like that iterative creative design process.
Really talking about the crux of it, it would just be a pile of the gold coins, because that's what it takes.
You can do that. You can include that in your build somewhere. I'm really feeling the squeeze of this lack of space. It's like...
We're doing well.
It's like... It's an extra challenge.
Yes.
Are you looking for wheels?
I'm looking for a girl here. I saw a girl.
Oh, okay.
It's like a... Oh, here it is.
Yeah, got it? Yeah, there's one too.
Yeah.
Got it?
Cool. So yes, I did build a car.
That's okay.
But
there are no rules, there are no prescriptions. The whole thing is about different perspectives, right? So
it's kind of a two-part one. I have
okay, great.
the car and the landscape.
Cool. All right. Okay, thanks very much. So we've done the build component of the LEGO Serious Play method, and now we're going to share. So the question was, build a model that represent cars, or a car, or what cars mean to you. So I'm going to ask you to go first, Andrew. Tell me about your model. You built an actual car.
I did. I think I was thinking about not building an entire car, but it was hard not to build an entire car.
Yeah.
I think, though, that for me, when you say what do the cars mean to me, it means all of everything to do with it, which is what makes it hard to come up with something that's not the car. Do you know what I mean? Because
it is a concrete thing for you, right?
Yeah.
Because to you, cars, you can't take it too abstractly because
yeah,
it's the car.
It's also a wholly cultural sort of thing as well, not even just the object. It's about lots of things that surround that. So there would probably be other things that I could add to this as well. But if I was to bring it down to a few things, I tried to make the car in a way where it was almost inside out, because that would represent all of the bits of the car being the things that are of interest to me. So when and when we're in my car, I am tangibly conscious of most of what it's doing, I guess, because I've interacted with nearly every bit on the car. So
and really, not built it, but really worked on it.
Really worked on it. And so everything that it does and sounds and makes, I perceive that individual bit.
It's like a part of you almost.
Yep.
Tell me about the model though. So tell me about the model of the car itself.
So in order to sort of show that, it's kind of like, well, it is about the wheels and suspension and the engine and that these things are things that I work with and engage with. So I tried to represent those things without getting too crazy, because you can't really.
Needs to be simplified. Yeah.
But the other important bit to me is that it represents that I'm there in it driving it, and that my partner is in there as well, because we both love to be in the car and go driving in the car, and that's important to me that she's also there.
Yeah.
And also that, as well as just driving the car, sometimes on the road I drive it on the racetrack, which means that I have a helmet when I do that.
That works.
And that the place where I love to be with the car the most is on roads like we drove today, going around, the twisty roads of forest and landscape, and that is interesting to me, and then seeing those different landscapes is also a big part of it, is going there.
So it's the concrete thing that leads to a broader experiential realm.
Yes.
Sort of thing, yeah.
But I think that, thinking about it as I built this, because I think that this is a sort of literal and a little bit surface in terms of, if I were really to drill down what the car means to me, building this made me think of what that actually does mean, and it's doing anything or being in the car or driving the car or working on the car is me entering some sort of liminal space where other stuff goes away. And so
it's like being in the zone.
It's like being in a zone where it's just you and the car, but you're away from the rest. It's like that.
It's like I had that experience with sailing. So it's the world, you leave the world behind. That's the thing that you do. That's what I love about video games. Is the thing that you do that lets all of the chaff of existence fall away.
Yeah. And so as a Lego thing, if I was to think about that particular concept, I think that would almost be just the two people and nothing else around, because everything else is gone, but everything is car, and that means all of it is surrounded by it. It's almost like it's just the two people. It's just me in a space that you can't accurately define.
Yeah.
In a way.
So it's almost infinitely concrete and infinitely abstract at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. So this second part of the model here is the landscape that you're driving through, and that links out to those other domains of experience. Yeah. So what you could do is, if we had the time and if we wanted to, is do more iterations of that thing. So we would then do a question which would be, okay, build a specific environment that you're driving through, a particular experience or memory that you have of driving, like an iconic thing that kind of changed your life in doing that, which is kind of what mine is about a bit. Or some of those other domains of cultural experience. So so you can then kind of broaden out, you can go out to more abstract and then bring it in. And then if we had more people in the conversation, you'd all be sharing lots of different perspectives about all that sort of thing. It would become very complex and very interesting straight away. So that's cool. All right, fantastic. Thank you so much. That's cool. All right, here's mine.
Interested to hear about this.
Quite different, right? So you can see very, very different to Andrew's model here. And interestingly, this is the car.
Yeah.
You might have guessed that. Very different, because I did not want to build the car. For me, I'm more of an A to B type person. So as we've discussed, I like motorcycling. So I'm probably more into motorbikes than cars as such. For me, a car is an A to B. It's a way to get around. It's a mode of transport. But a bit like we were talking about the two aspects of your model, it's a window or a way to further experience or something like that. So what I've actually done is I wanted to use as many base plates as possible. I wanted to give this sense of expansive experience. And if we had more Lego, I'd build more base plates. I'd make it enormous. But really, my main model was like the second part of your model, which is that environment you're driving through. And this does relate to a concrete experience that I've had I told you, driving through Monument Valley. So I was on a amazing trip with my friend Ben. Hi Ben, if you're watching. Driving, we went to a conference together in San Antonio in Texas. Texas is a very interesting and awesome place. Then got a car in Phoenix and drove through Monument Valley, visited the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, ended up in California. But Monument Valley was amazing. It's that stagecoach, John Wayne stagecoach kind of place. And there was no one there. And it's a Navajo reservation. So very few people around in this kind of really amazingly iconic landscape. And that's what these represent. The kind of mitts and the mesas and things like that. And, a bit of brown and a bit of green. So for me, it's really the car is a way to give you an experience. And I never would have got there without cars, without the car culture of the US and being able to drive there and drive around there. So really, for me, it's much more about what it represents or the windows that it opens up. And what I've tried to suggest here is that this is almost like a plane, that that experience is almost infinitely expandable, and there are windows, and it can kind of go off forever.
Yep.
I would have liked, maybe I could have had ladders or something that would suggest this kind of plenitude of just incredible experiences, the types of things that you can't imagine, and are just so incredible. So for me, it was very much like the second part of your model.
Yep.
And really, almost really, the car is just doesn't mean anything at all.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's that. Any questions, comments about that one?
No, that makes an awful lot of sense. Like, I also, like, this could be bigger to be like that, and that would then encompass, you've got similar sort of ways in which you see that being in the car as the window to everything around you.
Yeah.
I didn't build as big as that, but yeah, so you've extended upon that idea, and it's like a bigger version of that. So yes, that makes sense. That was what I was imagining when I started to see all those base plates come together. So he's seeing all of the landscape.
I've had a conversation with this guy before. So that's that.
Cool.
So here's an example of how Lego Serious Play can give such different experience. We really share our perspectives. We have really, really different perspectives. There are some similarities, some differences, and you can kind of bring them together, mesh them together, explore those differences, and it really gives you a way of talking about your mental models in a way that you never really have before. So thank you so much for building with me today, Andrew.
No worries. Thank you.
And thanks for watching. Bye.
So that was Building Cars with Andrew. I'm Chad from Team Forge. We run facilitated workshops using the Lego Serious Play method and materials. So we can facilitate rich conversations in all sorts of organisations for many different purposes in lots of different contexts. Anytime that you want to find out what other people are thinking, or it's important to share diverse perspectives, which is almost always, then that's what we can help with. Check out the description below for our website, links to socials and contact details, and thanks very much for watching. Bye.